Good morning there, people. You probably know me, Professor X2K, from my series Common Sense and the Golden Rule. Today is just a little bit different because I'm going to be talking about a company called VEYO. Now, VEYO is sort of like Uber and Lyft, except they only do medical transport. So if you have a doctor's appointment or you got to go pick up your medications or physical therapy, whatever the case may be, depending on your insurance company, that's who you catch a ride with. Usually, when you set up your appointment, they request that you set it up at least 2 days, 2 days prior to your appointment. Some companies, you could actually get away with it a day before. And they'll show up, let's say your appointment's at 10. They'll show up to pick you up around 9 to make sure you get to your appointment at 10. And afterwards, you call them and they'll come pick you up. And usually they say, well, your ride will be there within 15 minutes to an hour. All right, that's cool. Now, one time I had to go to physical therapy. Seeing they'd pick me up at 9 and I had to be there at 10, the trip itself only took 30 minutes, so I arrived 30 minutes early. And the therapist says, well, hey, since you're early, you want to just go ahead and jump in on it now? I'm like, sure. So I got my workout going on and all that fun stuff, and I finished up at about 10:45. And I called, to come get my return ride home. And I got the usual, okay, we'll be there within 15 minutes to an hour to pick you up. I was there for like 2.5, no, I take that back. 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 hours. 2 o'clock before somebody finally came and picked me up. And I was asking, what was taking so long? I mean, I couldn't get mad at the driver. It wasn't his fault, because that's all he does is just drive the car. He says, well, hell, I just been sitting over here in the parking lot bored as hell waiting for the last 2 or 3 hours for something to do. I'm like, really? He says, yeah. And I said, well, did you know about this incentive program? He says, what incentive program? Now let me switch the page a little bit. A few weeks prior, my niece had informed me that was her part-time job. She did Uber, she did Lyft, and she was thinking about doing VEYO because she had all 3 signs, the stuff you stick on your car, to advertise. She says, well, Uncle, if you go to work for them, they guarantee you X amount of dollars for the first 3 months. I'm like, really? But you got to have a certain kind of car. Which kind of left me out because I drive a sports car. But, so I told the guy about the incentive, and he says, well, I guess that explains a lot. They're going to give all the work to the newbies and leave us veterans out in the cold. I'm like, yeah, not to mention us people who need a ride. Now, this morning, I had an appointment set up to go pick up a referral. And I told the driver, I said, you know what? Actually, I might not even be here more than 5-10 minutes. If you want to hang out, she says, well, if they give me the call, I'll come back and get you. Which means she's going to take off and go riding somewhere. Now, she drops me off. Now, naturally, they pick me up at 9 because I tell them my appointment's at 10. The ride here is only like about 30 minutes. So, technically, I'm supposed to be at my appointment now, because you figure your doctor's appointment takes anywhere from It's supposed to take an hour, but usually anywhere from 20 minutes to half an hour. Wait, for your appointment time. But hell, I was in and out of there in less than 10 minutes, and I come out, make the phone call, hey, I'm ready to be picked up. Oh, we'll give you an estimate of anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour. I'm like, you know what? Okay, cool. And I figured what they would do is they would just let the clock run out until 10 o'clock, which is my appointment time, and then they'll decide to find somebody to pick me up. Now, mind you, I'm not sure if the lady that brought me there decided to actually sit, hang out, and wait, or, if she just took off somewhere. But needless to say, about, I want to say 35 minutes ago. Matter of fact, I'm going to walk back here and see. 35 minutes ago, I made a phone call for somebody to come get me. If this thing would have went the way I expected to, I would have been on my way home by now. Because all I had to do was pick up a referral, drop off a referral, and go home. Bada bing, bada boom. But it don't seem to be working like that. I haven't even received a call saying your driver is on the way. So, yeah, I'm still hanging out here. Now, mind you, between the time I've called VEYO to come get me and before making this video, I walked down to the restaurant, had me some breakfast, cup of coffee, another cup of coffee, and said, screw it. Then I'd come back here. And before I made it all the way back, I figured I'd stop and make this message to get the word out that, well, some people just ain't on their jobs, and it's the second time it's happened. I guess that's the thing that really kind of ticked me off. Other than that, it being humid out here, because we're in Arizona during monsoon season, and it's just not the best way to do business. So, if you have a situation to where you're having to call these people for a ride, I'd say call and complain. Let them know that this ain't happening. Now, my brother, he tells me, well, if you call and complain, all they do is make you wait longer, because he's been through it too. So, with that being said, I'm going to make another phone call here and ask where my ride is and see how long that takes. And if there's a part 2 to this video, it's been longer than 2 hours. Peace.